What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mr. Hexagon here for my second appearance on my YouTube channel that you see me in the flesh. Here I am. Anyway, I was talking about Nintendo and a response to a showcase on YouTube about just my own personal response to probably no one to see it anyway. But I was doing a response to why he was talking about how Sony is behind financially, behind every other game creator of systems that there is on the planet. But I'm just going to do a follow-up video to the real reasons why Nintendo is suffering from, because everyone's talking about how bad Nintendo is right now, how they are pretty much, I don't know, we always doom and gloom come out. I guess the hype for the PS4 and Xbox One is like, now everyone's like trying to put the nail in the coffin for Nintendo. I'm a Sony guy, and even from my standpoint of view, Nintendo isn't like doing horrible, really. I mean, they did worse last year without the systems out. But anyway, pretty much just want to talk about some of the reasons why Nintendo is failing. I know this is probably full of videos on YouTube talking about why Nintendo is failing and suffering from what Nintendo is suffering from, but I'm going to talk about in depth anyway, so I can get my point of view, which is pretty much the same thing that everyone's been saying. You know, the games, the hardware, exclusives, the software, yada 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 yada. But truth is, to me personally, Nintendo has been doing the same thing before the Wii U. Here's why. The Wii, I mean, it was in the same category as the Wii U is. It's the same thing. The only difference is the Wii U is, almost powerful enough to run every third-party game. Almost, but not yet. Not really. But the Wii U, the Wii, when it came out, it didn't really have, it didn't have like game after game after game for hardcore gamers, and it had a lot of games for casual gamers. So it drew in all this money from casual gamers and older people, getting older people, and it was exciting, and it was sold out everywhere for months, like a year. The Wii was hard to get. It was, older people, kids, Nintendo fans. The Wii was, selling how the PS4 is selling now. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about casual gamers. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth about casual gamers. Casual gamers aren't loyal to playing the game or a company or a gaming system. They aren't loyal to what they're doing most of the time when it comes to games. They buy games in the moment. They buy games for the time being. They don't play the game as much a lot of times. And the ones that do, they're not considered hardcore gamers. And the thing about that is, right now, that kind of dragged over into what the Wii U was when it first came out. Because now when the Wii U came out, these casual gamers, they kind of move on faster. Not fast. They move on, period. To what hardcore gamers, they stick to the same code. Xbox person gets an Xbox. A PlayStation person gets a PlayStation. Or a person who likes both, or a person who has a ton of money, or over time, eventually gets all the systems anyway. But a casual gamer, they don't usually do that necessarily. A casual gamer will buy a Wii, enjoy a Wii, but have a 360. And how many people do you know had just a Wii, no 360, and no PS3? Not too many. Most people had the Wii with a 360 or the Wii with a PS3. Most people. And now that happened, when the Wii U came out, it's like the only people who bought it were Nintendo fans, people who were buying it for their kids, and that was pretty much it. Nintendo fans and the people who got it in the spur of the moment, or that's why that's what's happening with the Wii U, which was different from the Wii. It's not, it doesn't have a full fan base. I don't know how to say it. Not a full fan base, but it doesn't have, a full set of a full distinctive group of people. Of course, it's a more powerful system than the Wii, but it isn't it isn't on the Xbox One level or the PS4 level, and it's even more powerful than the 360 and the PS3. But it's like right there in the middle, and that's why the Wii U is selling well. That's one of the main reasons why. Casual gamers, like I said, right now they're buying PS4. They're playing Call of Duty and NBA 2K or Madden or Battlefield or something. That's what casual gamers play, because casual gamers, it's not really as serious a lot of times to them. They'll get anything. They'll get a PlayStation. They'll get an Xbox. They'll play, like I said, Call of Duty. That's what casual gamers are playing right now. Call of Duty. That is what casual gamer is right now. And it's just a different time frame. Back in 2006, a casual gamer was someone who could play Wii Sports, or someone who could play, any number of the Wii titles, Wii Fitness or whatever, the games that came out. And that's just even more. That fan base has changed because times have changed. And when you think about it, the Wii does the same thing the Wii U does. The Wii didn't have no third-party support. It didn't have any real big third-party games on it. And the third-party games it did have, it was the worst of the bunch, and it wasn't really top seller for the system. No one bought a Wii to play Madden. Not too many people bought a Wii to play Call of Duty. And that is why it's what's happening. They don't have the advertisements. It doesn't have a real full view on who it needs to be selling to. It wants to sell to Nintendo fans, but the thing is that Nintendo's fans can't just be the only ones buying the system. They have to create a bigger and stronger fan base, and it's not coming out with games really quickly. It's not bringing games out fast enough, and that's why Nintendo Wii is failing. I mean, it's already the PS4 and the Xbox One. They already have a bigger list of games that is announced for it, ready to come out for it, and then the Wii U has already have more third-party titles. And third-party titles are really important to a system, because it's not like exclusives come out every single couple months. Exclusives takes long time to come out. And to be honest with you, Sony is the only company that brings exclusives out on a yearly basis. As consistent as Sony. They bring 2-3 exclusive titles out a year. Good ones. They bring 2 to 3. Xbox may bring 1. Halo 4. Gears of War Judgment wasn't any good, so it's like Halo 4 this year, Halo 5 this year, Gears of War this year. Whatever they had, Witcher 3 wasn't exclusive, but it came out that year, this year, and that is what Microsoft, that was one of their weaknesses. They had a weakness in exclusive games, and like I said, PlayStation is the only brand that consistently brings out exclusives. So when that happens, you have to worry about third party. And that's what Nintendo does not have down packed. That's a big problem too. They don't have the third party support. They didn't even get Tomb Raider, BioShock Infinite, games they could have easily had. Ubisoft seems to be the only big third party developer that's really invested in helping Nintendo and building Nintendo. And I mean, from Zombie U to whatever they had, Zombie U to Pikmin, that Ubisoft is like really they're bringing out the Assassin's Creed. Even Watch Dogs made it to the Wii U whenever it comes out in June or whatever. But even like I said, they're the only ones that really giving full support. Nintendo doesn't even want Grand Theft Auto on their system, so that was a big negative. That was the best selling game of last year. Each game that comes out, there will be no Tomb Raider on there. I mean, the Elder Scrolls Online won't be on there. It's just so many games. The EA isn't giving them no support. I mean, they didn't even give him Madden, I don't think, this year. I don't think. And that's pretty much it. That's the lack of third-party support. And as much as people hate EA, they really are a big third-party developer. As buggy as Battlefield may be, it is a big game, it's an important game, and Wii U doesn't have it. It keeps missing so many third-party. BioShock last year, well, Last of Us is a PS3 game, but you know the top 3 games of last year was Last of Us, BioShock, and Grand Theft Auto. And of course, Last of Us isn't on the Wii U, but neither of the best selling games, the best games of the year in general, weren't on the system. So basically, when you get a Wii U, you don't have the power. They didn't integrate any. I mean, it doesn't have to be as powerful, but be close enough to where you're gonna get developers. They don't want to make 3 different games. They want to make a game for PlayStation 3 and 360, and then make a game for PS4 and Xbox One, and then boom, make a game for Wii U because it's a little bit more powerful, but it's not as powerful, so it has to fit as much as they can. That's like making a whole nother third game. Well, we can do this that we can't do on PS3, but we can do this that we can't do on PS4. So we're like in the middle. So we're gonna try to squeeze the developers aren't going to do that and aren't going to integrate the tablet. The tablet should not have been a main feature in a system. Every once in a while, gimmicks fail, and Nintendo rest themselves too much on gimmicks. Too many gimmicks. I mean, they took a chance with the Wii. The motion controller, that could have failed too. The only reason why people say that the Wii U is failing because it doesn't sell as good as the Wii. The Wii, in my opinion, it got lucky in a way. It doesn't really have that many exclusive games that pop out. It had one Smash Brothers, one good Zelda game, a couple Mario games, and literally that is it. What they have? What is that game? Monster Hunter came out. That's one game. That's one game. It's like when you look at the exclusives of Nintendo, they're good, but they're not going to come out on a consistent basis. It's going to be a game this year, a game that year, maybe 2 years later, a game there, and that's what makes Sony so good because they come out every year with exclusives. So a lack of third party and a lack of exclusivity, the exclusive titles on their system, and that's the big reason why Nintendo is suffering for what they're suffering from. They do need to work on their third parties. They need to work on their third party support. They need to work on. I mean, if you're going to be a company that relies solely on exclusives, you have to be like Sony. You have to build up. I don't know. Get studios. You're trying to make games yourself. You need new IPs. You need to reinvent your old IPs, and at the same time make new ones. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna make a new Mario, which is kind of a new IP, but it isn't a new IP because it's Mario, even though he's different. He's on a planet now. Sunshine is different from Galaxy, but it's still a Mario game. It isn't really new, 100%. Okay, Joel isn't in Uncharted, and Ellie isn't in Uncharted, and the new Infamous guy, even though it's a new story, a new character, it's still Infamous. It's Infamous Second Son. It's Infamous 3, and that's what Nintendo doesn't get. They need to get studios under your belt before you try to just shadow out and don't say you don't care and be stubborn and do nothing because you're Nintendo and you feel like you're almighty powerful when like I said, the Wii was a gimmick. They got passed. It got a pass. It got lucky a little bit. The Wii sold tremendously, and the Wii U isn't because it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that at all. It just, times have changed and the gamers have changed, and it shows in the sales and it shows in the lack of the system really isn't powerful, so you're not really getting nothing that people don't have. Like I said, people have 360 and PS3. They don't need a Wii U. See what I'm saying? The Wii U is a powerful PlayStation 3. You know, they don't want that. They don't want the tablet controller. That's something that should have been $59.99 that was on the side that you can buy for the Wii U. Instead, it comes with it. It has to be with your system, and that shot the price up a little bit. And you don't really need it. I mean, even if it was sold separately, people still probably wouldn't buy it because developers they're not going to support the tablet every single time they make a game. Be lucky if Watch Dogs even supports the tablet. So that's all I want to say. Why Nintendo is failing right now, and that is why.